Hi guys, and welcome to this new lecture in 3D animation in After Effects. If you want to learn more about 3D, in fact, if you want to learn everything about 3D, I recommend that you take my course 3D animation in After Effects. It's a very powerful course where it goes beyond the motion graphics and you will learn about cameras, lights, and whatever is required to do great 3D animation, to the highest level. Now, in this lecture, we want to practice a bit and we want to learn new techniques. So we'll be doing this animation where we train about the Z space. Then we'll move on to do this animation. And it's also about D space and about the Y rotation. Move on to see how we can work with the rotation to show text on the screen to pop it up. And we have a special animation here to show you how you can use the motion path in 3D. Let's start. What I will do, I will open other composition where I already laid out the text and the graphic, if any. So we just focus on the animation itself. Let's open this composition, for example. We close the demo. I'll create a null object to drive all the animation, new null object. So the null object is in the middle. And of course, everything else is centered in the middle except a motion graphic. Let's put everything in 3D. And select all the layers and link them or parent them to null 10 here. Now they are all parented. I will open the rotation in the null. So I want to focus on the X rotation here. I will go to 1 second and I keyframe the X rotation on the one. Come back to the beginning and move the layers. You notice how they are all moving. I will put it at 90 degrees or minus 90. And they are almost all parallel in a single plan. You notice what I was talking about multi-planning. You take that in the big course of 3D. But here you have all of them in a single Z plan. That's a great example. You will learn also about multi-planning. Now, if I run the animation, it's cool, but it's not so interesting. Okay, everything is rotating in 3D on the Y-axis, but it's not so interesting. Let's make it more interesting. At least let's try to. So let's select all our layers and open the position, only the position. I'll move it up, we see all of them. I'm gonna take motion graphic to start with, let's put it on top, and move it in the Z space. You notice if I move it in the Z space, it will be no more in the same plan. It will be moving up or towards the camera when it's negative. And I will take the next layer and I move it also up, maybe not too much, but a bit difference. I will take the shape layer, this one is the gray one. I will also move it up a bit to see how it's happening. The last layer, I will leave it to 0. So notice everything is forward towards the camera except the last layer. Let's see how is our animation now. Now we notice the animation is totally different. Let's watch it. And it gives you this cool animation where everything is coming into 3D. This is playing with the Z parameter of the position, and it's very important that you learn this one. Is very important that you practice on this. So what have I done here? Notice that in the beginning everything was in the same plan and I moved them into different plans and got another animation. Of course you can come and animate even more here. This is the major lesson here, is to put everything in a multiple plan and try to run animation with one coordinate in the rotation. And here you are, you have something really quite good. Of course, you can come to the null layer now and give it the easy ease, the usual ones. Let's say F9 and play with the easy ease to get some wonderful animation. Let me stop it. I don't like it running. So we can do something like this and maybe just like this. It will look nice. Yes, fine. Let's make it longer also. Cool. Yeah, no problem. Here you are. So this is the animation. Of course, to ensure that the layers are moving or they are not seen, what you can do is just take them and push them a bit. Just a bit. So they start rotating before they are seen. Here you are. Maybe it has worked or you need more. Fine. But the basic is the Z plan. Let's open the composition 7. So we want to animate motion and graphics, the two words coming from the line here. You can draw the line, but I will not spend time drawing the line. Let's keep it there and learn just about 3D. I will open graphic rotation. First of all, I put everything in 3D. all of them. So I want to use here one rotation, which is rotating on the x-axis, and take it just behind the line. It becomes invisible. I could have drawn the line before, of course. I will take motion, open its rotation, and also use the x to rotate it, but we rotate it backward now. Okay, the other direction. We can keyframe both x rotation here and then go to 1 and return it to 0. And you have a nice animation here. Here you are. It's rendering now, and now it's playing in real time. Cool, let's look at it. Let's take all the keyframes, press F9, go to the graph, and of course now you want to play with them here, so you have something, you know, pretty nice. Let's go for speedy this time. In the middle speedy, they just jump in. Let's deselect everything and look at it. Cool, not bad. Okay, this is the entry motion. Let's make an exit motion. What can we do here? I will also create a null object. I will go to layer, new, null object, take all of them, and we link them to the null. Of course, we want to make the null also 3D. Let's open the null object. Let's open its position only. That will be enough. Come after it has settled, let's say from here, keyframe the position and go further and just take the Z, press shift and make the Z big as possible, but not beyond the camera. Here you are. Okay, that's enough. Let's look at our animation now. They rotate, they stay, and they open, and you have a new background. Let's make it longer and play again. So you see you have created a new background just by moving the Z in the null layer here. So I'm using a lot the null layer. I advise you to start using it. Only people who really want to do real motion graphics will start getting started in the null object, and slowly you will become very familiar with it and really do great animations. Of course, you can come over here and give it an F9 and come to the graph and decide exactly how you want to do it. Maybe you start very slowly and make it longer in time if you like, and then it snaps all together. Let's see. Here you are. Fantastic. Let's open now composition 6. Okay, here we have the same kind of animation. Hopefully there will be no null object. Let's open the 3 layers. First of all, make everything 3D. We have the stroke here, or the line. We don't have to animate it in 3D. We can use just the trim path to open it. For example, if you come to the trim path, you say trim path, and you go keyframe at 100%, then move a bit, just a bit, you know, it doesn't really matter. Make it at 0 just to make a complete animation. And here you are, just opens. Okay, we need it at the beginning at 100%. So when it opens, we want to start animate the text. Let's say from here. Cool. I will open the 3 texts. I will open now the rotation again, and I want to have only the Y rotation. So what I will do, I will keyframe the Y rotation, select all the layers and press U again, and then I will have only the Y rotation here. I can work. I don't need all the other parameters. So starting from here, we select the 3 layers, for example. That could be cool, and move them backward. Now, there is something I didn't explain, sorry for that. You notice where I put the anchor point. If you zoom in, I put the anchor point just on the line here, and also here, move the anchor point on the line and move the anchor point on the line. This is why they can hide behind the line. So I will move them. I will select the 3 of them and move them to hide behind the line. Okay, they will render very nicely, by the way. Of course, if you open the line first, so the line comes up. Then I want to come to 1 second, for example, and return them to 0. That is 0. I'm using tab here to move in between the values. So this is our animation now. Pretty simple, but quite some learning. What I will do just before it ends, I will come over here and just keyframe again. So I have a new set of keyframes. What I will do, I will move them forward a bit. Let's say to 8 or plus, something like this. Yep, just positive. Now notice what's gonna happen. It's like gonna hammer in something cool. Of course, you can select all the keyframes, easy is them, and go play with the graph to make it more interesting. Now notice what we have done here. Let's stop the animation. We have taken a layer, we put the anchor point on the line, or on the side, and we did the Y rotation. Let's go to Comp 5 now. In this animation, we want to bring the text from behind the camera to the front and put it on the Z plan at 0. How would we do that? Let's come to 1 second, for example. Select all our layers and press P for position and keyframe the position here. Go back to the beginning, take the Z and drag it out for all of them. You notice what's happening. If I press Shift, it's gonna come out speedier. That will be enough here. Let's deselect and run a ramp preview here. I'll just make it a bit bigger. And we see our animation, how it's happening. They come from behind the camera and get into the plan Z at 0. That's pretty interesting, and you can change the motion here, the way they are settling in. Let's go to the beginning, choose all of them, and we can see the motion path. Now we will choose one at a time. Of course, we take graphics and we zoom in to see the motion graph, and we can just stretch it any way you want. And it will be quite amusing how they are going to come in. Of course, you want just to make sure that everything is settling down in a way that is not abnormal, or they are climbing on each other. Let's look at our animation now. We play and they're coming better. Let's deselect, play it again. Here you are. So this is about the Z plan. This is about how to do animations in 3D. And there is a lot of training and a lot of work for you here to start doing your animations. So please go to After Effects now if you're not there already, and try to set the text on the screen. Bring it from very far. You have seen how we worked on the Z, and then change the motion path so you can get certain animations where the characters are settling in a different way. See you in the next lecture.